Hi, welcome back to the Star Wars collection, and in this episode I'm going to go through with you a selective small few books I actually have got in the Star Wars novels and comics, and in the next episode I'm actually going to go through with you a few really rare nice books from Star Wars. So, first off, we have this book which is a novelization, and it's simply entitled Ambush at Karela. This is the Star Wars from the Karelian trilogy, and book one. I haven't had a chance yet to read this, but I'm going to read what it says on the back. So, Ambush at Karela, a trade summit on Karela, and I'm really hoping that I'm pronouncing that correctly, brings Han Solo back to the homeworld he left many years before. Arriving on the distant planet with Leia, their children, and Chewbacca, Han finds Karela overrun with agents of the New Republic intelligence, and finds himself part of a deceptive plan whose aim not even he understands. One thing is clear though, the 5 inhabited worlds of the sector are on the brink of civil war, and the once peaceful coexistence of the 3 leading races, human, Selenium, and Dralan, has come to an end. Suddenly, all that Han, Leia, and others of the Alliance have fought for is threatened, as jammer ships block the communication with Luke Skywalker and the outside universe. Han and Leia find themselves trapped on a world about to explode in violence unless they can meet a fanatical rebel leader's impossible demands. There's 3 books in the Karelian trilogy, and in the back it even shows you a few covers that you can pick up of other novelizations that obviously they want you to buy. But, you know, I've been told a lot of the Star Wars books are very good reads. Some aren't. It's kind of a take your pick on that. The next one I have is kind of aimed more so at the younger audience. It's a Rebel Force Star Wars, and it's called Target. And again, I'm going to read from the back here. The Death Star has just been destroyed, but back at the Rebel base, the celebration is over. The Alliance has intercepted a coded transmission, indicating that the Empire is determined to discover which pilot was responsible for the destruction of the Death Star. New security protocol is in effect. The details of the Death Star mission are now top secret, and no one is to know that Luke fired the decisive shot. Sorry, I let the cat out of the bag. I'm not going to read anymore because I don't want anybody to, come after me. But these books, again, there were different versions, different sets available aimed at different audiences. So these ones are kind of aimed at people who were aged, I imagine, between 10 to 25, maybe even older, whereas these ones, thinner, were aimed at a younger audience, possibly aged 7 to 12. There were even much younger editions that were aimed at, for when you first can read up until the age of 7. As well as that, there were runs of books that came in packs, and one such run was Jedi Apprentice, and it had about 20 books attached to it, and it was really aimed at ages sort of 3 to 7, and I've got 5, well actually, they're my daughters, and they're her birthday present, so don't tell anyone. But this one, you have Jedi Apprentice, The Rising Force, peace over anger, honor over hate, strength over fear. Again, these events take place with the run-up to the Phantom Menace. So you learn exactly, this one's called The Dark Rival. You learn, it has Obi-Wan Kenobi as a young boy, sort of Anakin's age, with Qui-Gon training him. This one's called The Hidden Past. There's Obi-Wan Kenobi, as you know, before the film. Qui-Gon, looking a bit younger. This one's called The Mark of the Crown. They all have very stories that tie into themselves. They don't sort of cross over, I believe. I've not read these. Again, this is Defender of the Dead, and again, the last page you got a write-up, because episode 1 was about to come out, so you have the write-up as well of more in the series, and you get more in the series. So the first 5 I have access to Obviously planning to get the rest of them before my, you know, keep that one quiet please. And sorry, number 6, the uncertain path. So sorry, 6 in the series. I didn't realise, but yeah. I mean, these books are quite thin, quite nice. I imagine the read is sort of aimed at younger audiences, so maybe older people might not find them very interesting, but they expand the universe nonetheless. They mean that all ages can really get into it and enjoy it, which leads me on to finally, well, where's the universe gone from now? Because Marvel have taken the rights back from Dark Horse when they originally had them in 1977, and have started re-releasing comics. And the comics, there's about 3 different runs out, and the initial one was called Star Wars. I haven't read this story yet. This is the first issue. It's a 3rd printing, but I haven't actually read the story, but it is beautiful because check it out. It starts off just like the movie in a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars. And then it goes through and it's just like watching the film, and I've been told that it has the original cast in here, but I've been told that the story is pretty cool and that the characters are faithfully portrayed from what you remember in the original Star Wars film, and the events of this film pick right up after Star Wars Episode 4, you know, after the blow up of the Death Star. That's where the story picks straight up after. There is a second, and there's also a 3rd issue, which I don't have actually, but the 2nd issue again has the same format as the one before. The crawl starts straight away, so obviously the crawl, the way it was presented in the 1st book, was to say that, hey, that was the 1st book of this run, and it does say book 1 part 2, so as the future issues go forth you will have book part 3, part 4. And I mean, the printing in this, the artwork is superb, is very nice, is actually quite beautiful, and is the way a comic book you imagine it to look, you know, very graphic novel-y, I imagine. And I can't wait to start reading these. And for now, that's actually it for my printed materials for sort of like novelizations and comics. In the next episode, I'm going to go with you with the full collection of the 6 films of the making of books, and that's going to be an awesome episode, so check it out. Again, any comments, any tips for future episodes, leave below. I love to hear your feedback, and I'll take care, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.